Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Isabel, and I'm part of the student support team at ACCA. And I'm here today, joined by my colleague Kirsty, to talk about an important part of your ACCA journey that isn't exams and isn't about studying. It's actually all about equipping yourself with the skills that you need to achieve professional success. So, whether or not you're working alongside your studies or you plan to look for a job later on, or perhaps even after you've completed your exams, we want you to feel supported so you can progress in the early stages of your career. And of course, as part of your journey to become an ACCA member, you must demonstrate relevant skills and experience within a real work environment. And that's so you can complete your practical experience requirement, or PER. So it is really important to consider how you're going to achieve that component of the ACCA qualification if you're not already employed in a relevant role. So in this short session, we're going to talk about the strategies that will unlock your career potential and the fantastic resources that will support you along the way. Kirsty, I am going to hand over to you to get us started, and I think you're going to give us an overview of ACCA's virtual careers fairs.
Yes, thanks as well. So you might already have been invited to, or you might even have attended one of ACCA's virtual careers fairs. We have run over 50 of these events around the world, and we've helped almost 3,500 employers connect with job candidates through these events. Virtual careers fairs are online-only events that can be accessed on desktop or mobile, so you can attend them without leaving your home or leaving your office or even leaving your daily commute. You might not have realised that these events are for ACCA students and affiliates as well as more senior professionals. It's your chance to interact face-to-face through real-time video, showcase your expertise and do some networking. Now, to get the most out of these events, it's important to prepare in advance. So think carefully about how you plan to present your professional skills and craft a strong elevator pitch before you start. Be organised, don't send out generic CVs. The experience that you're going to get from the virtual careers fair is going to be far more successful if you engage in a meaningful way and make sure that you participate in virtual chats and virtual sessions. So keep an eye on your inbox for an email invitation to our next virtual careers fair that's going to be relevant to your location. Make sure that your contact information is up to date on your MyACCA account so that you can receive your personalised invitation. And if you are interested in joining a session, then we do recommend that you test out your technology beforehand, just so that you can avoid any access issues on the day. Now, ACCA's virtual careers fairs are all powered by ACCA Careers. That's our leading employability site for finance professionals. So, Isabel, can you share some more information about ACCA Careers and how it can help students?
Of course, yes. So, as you've mentioned, ACCA Careers is a specialist accountancy job site, which you can use to discover opportunities from leading employers. And the site has over about 23,000 live vacancies across sectors and regions, and it supports job seekers at every stage. So that could be from students who are looking for their first role, all the way through to senior finance professionals. You can search for roles by location, salary, skills, experience, and you can also set up alerts to be notified of new opportunities. On the site, you can also upload your CV, and that will help you get discovered by employers. ACCA Careers, as well as being a job site, it features articles that offers advice on different jobs and career paths, and you can also access the Career Navigator tool, which will help you plan your future pathway. Now, ACCA Careers and the virtual careers fairs that you've just given an overview of, Kirsty, these are essential resources for students who want to progress professionally. However, we do have some other resources which I think it's worth just touching upon, and we recommend that students check out. And these are all designed to help you better understand the process of job hunting and interviewing for roles. So, Kirsty, can you give a little bit more info on those resources?
Sure, of course. Okay, so I'm going to highlight 2 key resources that our students can make use of right away today. So the first one is CareerWise. Now, this is a podcast series where we look at all aspects of work. So that's from getting your foot in the door right through to career development. These are bite-sized 10 to 15-minute episodes, so they are a perfect way to access easily digestible, practical advice on how to progress in your career. And then we have our on-demand Destination ACCA webinar. And that provides more in-depth information about the resources that we're covering today, with guidance on how to navigate ACCA careers and how to get the most out of the ACCA careers fairs. It also includes a really excellent segment from Neville Rose. Now, Neville is the director of a company called CV Writers, and he shared with us some brilliant advice on the process of writing a CV and cover letter, also on how to use LinkedIn to your advantage and how to prepare for job interviews. So whatever stage of the job seeking process you're at, his tips and strategies will help you to search for and hopefully find the right role for you. So make sure to watch the full webinar for all this and more. Okay, so we will add all of the relevant links to the video description, so make sure you check those out, and also make sure you bookmark ACCA Careers. And on that note, Isabel, I think it's almost time for us to wrap up this session. But shall we end with a few commonly asked questions?
Yeah, I think so. I think you've probably got some good questions for me.
We do, yes. Okay, so is it better to start a job once I've finished all 13 exams, or should I start during my studies?
Yeah, I think this came through in the webinar actually from a student, and it's a great idea basically to gain work experience alongside your exams, because not only is that going to help you reinforce your learning because you're applying your knowledge to real life scenarios, it's also going to streamline your journey to membership. And that's because, if you remember, you have to demonstrate those relevant skills and experience within a real work environment in order to complete the practical experience requirement, which is a core component of the ACCA qualification. So the sooner you can record PER during, hopefully during your studies, you'll be able to achieve membership sooner. And obviously that is then in turn going to help progress your career even further.
Brilliant. Okay, here is a big one. How can I achieve my career goals?
Okay, that's a big question, but I'll try and summarize. But remember, there's lots more guidance in our extended webinar. So I think if I remember Neville, our guest speaker's advice, he said, it's really useful to start by creating an action plan. And that can contain short, medium, and long-term goals. So that includes steps like writing your CV, applying for jobs, and practicing interviews. But make sure to regularly check in with yourself and tick off those tasks to make sure you're staying on track. I know a common question is always around being earlier on in your career and perhaps not having extensive experience. And if this is you, you need to tailor your CV to highlight relevant behaviours, competencies, and things that are called soft skills. So that's organisation, teamwork, communication. So when you apply for jobs, be guided by the job description. Pay attention to what skills and behaviours that employer has said they're looking for, and make sure you demonstrate how you can demonstrate them yourself. So when job hunting or perhaps attending ACCA virtual careers fairs, make sure the company is good for you, a good fit for you, and not just the other way around. Make sure to do your research, because employers really value candidates who understand their organisation and come prepared. In the on-demand Destination ACCA webinar that you've already mentioned, Kirsty, Neville does share lots of practical tips and strategies on this whole process of job hunting, and will help students find the right role for them. But that's a bit of a brief summary. Right. I hope that helps.
Brilliant. Absolutely. So make and stick to a plan, tailor your CV, do your research. Those are the 3 key takeaways there.
Nice. Good. That was an even better summary, Kirsty.
Okay, another question. Where can I get more careers advice?
So we've already mentioned the extended webinar. You can also actually explore Neville's website. So that's called CV Writers. Again, we've put the link in the description. That's just a really good way to get some further expert guidance on writing CVs, cover letters, things like LinkedIn optimization, and obviously interview preparation. Do explore ACCA careers, where alongside that live jobs board, you'll find, I think it's something like 700 articles, all designed to help you apply your skills and talents in a suitable role. And again, you'll find more guidance on every stage of the process and tips on topics like networking and how to use social media to your advantage. You should also explore the various job roles that are currently open on ACCA careers, because that's also going to help you get a sense of what professional direction you'd like to move in. And also, you've mentioned the CareerWise podcast series. This is available on the Student Accountant app, and it's really, really good. But we've also included a link to a careers-themed episode of ACCA's On Your Marks podcast series. That's with career coach Helen Tupper, and it's a really good episode, so do check that out as well.
Brilliant. I think we should all be checking out that podcast episode. Okay, one last question. So we talked about the virtual careers fairs. So how often do the virtual careers fairs happen, and how often will our students be notified of those?
Yeah, so the careers fairs are held throughout the year across different regions. So you'll be receiving an email invitation to the next virtual careers fair that is relevant to your current location. So do remember to make sure your contact information is up to date on your My ACCA account in order to receive those tailored messages. Alternatively, you could contact your local ACCA office. They can provide details about upcoming events in your region or guide you to something which I think is called the International Hall, and that's for people interested in global opportunities. The International Hall is designed to give you the opportunity to explore virtual careers fairs beyond your home country. So I thank you for those, Kirsty. I think we are out of time. But before we go, I'm going to repeat myself one more time. Do check out that full-length on-demand destination ACCA webinar. The link is in the description below. And it's really, full of advice and anyone looking to boost their careers. I've just noticed as well, just very quickly before we go, a question about the era of AI. And I know that's a big topic for students. Just wanted to mention there is another podcast episode, which I'll actually add to the link of this description, which is all about how ACCA and the accountancy profession are going to incorporate and meet the challenges of AI in the future. So thank you everyone for watching. We hope that you're feeling motivated to take the next steps in your career journey. Thank you, Kirsty. Thank you to everyone who's watched this, and good luck.
Yep, good luck. Thank you.